Good morning, children. Stay safely at home. So we have already finished 4 chapters, no? And I hope all of you have finished your work, means completing the study material notebook as well as the numerical or question answer notebook. So I'm starting the next chapter, light. So I hope everybody knows what is light. Light is a form of energy which produce sensation in our eyes. Alright, and you know, light is also known as, you may consider light as an electromagnetic wave also. And next point is how we represent light in physics or in science. We represent light by a straight line or with an arrowhead, alright, or simply by a ray we represent a light, okay, and we assume that light follows a straight path, alright. Now light follows a straight path when it is moving through the same medium, then it will follow and we are assuming that the density of the medium is same everywhere, then light will follow the straight path in it. But suppose light is moving from one transparent medium to, or one medium to another medium. It may not be, I don't have to classify transparent, translucent like this. Light is moving from one medium to another medium. Just consider this example. Suppose we are considering this now let us consider this is air, alright, and this is water. Okay, you just assume it that above the line what is there? Air, and below the line what is there? Below this surface what is there? Water. Okay, now when light is moving along a straight line and falling on the surface, water surface, then you will see that this is the original path of the light. Okay, just you see how I am drawing the diagram. You must draw the diagram in the same manner. Okay, you must follow the video properly. So, you see here, if water is not there, then light should follow the straight path. Okay, but as water is there, then what you will observe, I am just drawing the diagram, you to draw the diagram in the same manner, and then I will give you the explanation, that you will observe that light will bend from its path. Okay, what is happening here? Light was moving, light was supposed to move along this straight line, but the moment it is changing the medium, it is moving from air to water, it is moving from one medium to another, then light is bending from its path. It is its own path. What is happening? Light is bending from its path. Okay, so this bending of light from its path, when it travels from one medium to another medium, is known as refraction of light. You already studied what is reflection of light. Now this is refraction of light. The bending of light ray from its path when it travels from one medium to other is known as refraction of light. Alright, now here you have to know certain terms associated with it. So, first of all you will draw the diagram. So, let us consider AB. Alright, AB is what? The surface separating the two media. It is known as interface. What is interface? The surface separating the two media. You know, media is the plural of medium. Okay, so I have written two media. So, what is interface? AB is the interface. Interface, what is the definition? The surface separating the two media is known as the interface. Alright, now you see here, if I name it as PQ, PQ is known as the incident ray. Alright, what is incident ray? The path in the incident medium. or the first medium. Okay, you can say it as first medium also. So the path of the light in the first medium, or you can say it is the incident medium, is known as the incident ray. So you see PQ is the incident ray. Now above PQ you have to give this arrow. Alright, it means that it is moving from P to Q. Okay. Next is QR. Alright, QR, Q to R, that's why arrow is QR. This is known as refracted ray. Alright, so what is refracted ray? The path of the light in the refracted medium. Refracting medium, sorry, not refracted medium, in the refracting medium or second medium. You see, light is moving from air. So air is the first medium. Then it is entering into water. So water is the second medium. Okay. So what is the refracted ray? The path of light in the refracting medium or in the second medium is known as the refracted ray. Okay. Next one is Q. Q is the point Q. Point of incidence. Alright. So you see, from the name only you can make out what is point of incidence. Point of incidence is the point on the interface at which light falls. Okay, FALLS. So what is the point of incidence? The point on the interface at which the light ray, or you can write incident ray also. Incident ray falls is known as the point of incidence. Now you see what I have done. At the point Q, I have drawn a perpendicular on interface AB. So this is known as the normal. Alright. So you see here MN. Here you see I have not given an arrow because MN is not a light ray. It is just a perpendicular drawn on AB. So MN, it is known as normal. What is normal? The perpendicular drawn on the interface at the point of incidence. Okay, so what is incident ray? That I have rubbed because the board is very small. So what is interface? What is incident ray? Already I have written. Next is, we have learned refracted ray. Next we have learned point of incidence. Next we have learned what is normal. Next is angle of incidence. You see the angle PQM. Angle PQM. This is known as angle of incidence. So what is the angle of incidence? The angle between the incident ray and the normal. At the point of incidence. Okay, so PQM is angle of incidence. Angle of incidence we denote it by I. Alright, then the next concept is angle of refraction. You see RQN. Angle RQN. This is known as angle of refraction. We denote it by R. So what is angle of refraction? Look at the diagram. this is angle of refraction, angle between the refracted ray and the normal. So what is angle of refraction? The angle between the refracted ray and the normal at the point of incidence. Alright, so we have learnt what is not laws of refraction, what is refraction, and then incident ray, refracted ray, normal, interface, angle of incidence, angle of refraction. Then another angle is there. Here suppose this one PQ. If you consider that PQ, this is the original path, isn't it? This is the original path of the light ray. So suppose now we are naming it as PQR. Suppose it is T. Now here you see the angle QRQT. This is known as angle of deviation. What is the meaning of the term deviation? Deviated from the path, isn't it? Okay, means it is not following the original path. It is bending from the path. So you see how much it is deviated. Means this is the angle is known as the angle of deviation. Angle of deviation we represent it by a Greek letter. It is known as delta. Okay, this is a Greek letter. It is known as delta, D-E-L-T-A, and this is the symbol. So what is angle of deviation? Angle between the incident ray and the refracted ray. Extended incident ray. Extended incident ray and the refracted ray. Okay, if you cannot understand it, then I am verbally also saying. So if you hear, if you just listen what I am saying, then also you don't have to ask me, miss, what you have written. Okay, so what is angle of deviation delta? Angle of deviation delta is angle between the extended incident ray and the refracted ray is known as the angle of deviation. So, and this is the way you must show in the diagram. Alright, so everybody should draw the diagram clearly, and whatever the definition of all the terms related with refraction, that also you must write down clearly. Now, next is what is the cause of the refraction? Why light bends from its path when it is moving from one medium to another medium? The simple cause is that speed of light is different in different medium. Alright, speed of light in air or vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. But if you consider the speed of light in water, speed of light in glass, then it will not be equal to the speed of light in air. Means in different medium, speed of light is different. So that is the cause that it is bending from the path. Second cause is light is very clever. What it does, it always choose that path which will take shortest time to travel a particular distance. Alright, so these are the two causes of refraction. Alright, so I have written it pointwise. What are the causes of refraction? First point is speed of light is different in different medium, and another point is ray of light always will choose which path which will take minimum time, shortest time to cover a particular distance. Okay, so these two are the causes of refraction, and very important point, you must remember it, you should never forget it. What are the causes of refraction? The next one is whenever refraction takes place, then always it follows certain laws. Just like reflection, reflection also it follows two laws. So like that, refraction also, whenever refraction of light takes place, it obeys two laws. Okay, so these two laws are known as laws of refraction. Now, what is the first law of refraction? First law of refraction says that the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal at the point of incidence lie on the same plane. Alright. Just you see, when I have drawn the diagram, I have rubbed the diagram. Incident ray, it was on the plane of the whiteboard. Then the normal I have drawn, it was also on the plane of the whiteboard. And the refracted ray I have drawn, that was also on the plane of the whiteboard. So, you see, incident ray, normal and the refracted ray, all of them, they lie on the same plane. This is the first law of refraction. Next is the second law of refraction. Second law of refraction, okay, it is also known as Snell's law, after the name of the physicist who first gave this law. It is also known as Snell's law. Alright, now what is the statement of the Snell's law? The ratio of sine of angle of incidence to sine of angle of refraction is constant for a pair of medium and color of light used. Means what? If you consider, I am just by hand, roughly I am drawing the diagram. So if you consider, this was the thing, this was I, this was R. Now according to this one, that sine I, sine is a trigonometric ratio, alright, sine I by sine R, it is a constant. When it is constant? When the pair of medium, suppose you have taken air and water, as for example I said. So for air and water it is constant, but suppose you are changing the medium, you have taken pair of air and glass, then what will happen? The value of the constant will change. Alright, now suppose you have taken red light. Now for red light the value of the constant, for yellow light the value of the constant will be different. So that's why this is written for a pair of medium and color of light used. Okay, so what is the Snell's law? In your book whatever is given, that is not actually the Snell's law. Snell's law statement is this. Okay, as you have not studied the trigonometric ratio sine cos, that's why they have just changed the statement. But that you cannot do. So, you should learn this one as the second law, and it is also known as the Snell's law. So, what is the Snell's law? The ratio of sine of angle of incidence. You see here, the sine of angle of incidence sine I, then sine of angle of refraction sine R. You have taken the ratio. These two ratio is constant. Alright. Now, what is the name of the constant? This constant is known as refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Alright. This constant is known as refractive index. Whose refractive index? That you understand. Whose refractive index? Of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Alright. And we write like this. Here also we use a Greek letter, and you see how I am writing. This is known as mu. Okay. This is known as mu. It is a Greek letter. Now you see how we write it. 1 on the left side and 2 on the right side. Clear? It means what? It is coming from 1 and then entering into 2. Alright. So, in this case, you see here, if you consider 1 mu 2, you can write like this also. A mu W. A stands for air, W stands for water. So, the first medium should be written to the left side and second medium should be written to the right side. And remember that whose refractive index it is? It is the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. So as with respect to term is there, it means that it is a relative refractive index. Okay, it is known as relative refractive index. But if the first medium is air, then the refractive index means instead of 1, if I write A, then it will become the absolute refractive index of the second medium. Okay, means if I write like this, A mu 2, what does it mean? That it is absolute refractive index. Refractive index, you can write down the term Ri, short form, absolute Ri of the second medium. Is that clear? This refractive index, what is the name? This is relative refractive index. Okay, when the first medium is not air, then the refractive index is known as the relative refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. But when the first medium is air, then the refractive index is known as the absolute refractive index of the second medium. Alright. So these are the two laws of refraction, especially the second law, which is known as Snell's law. Very important. So you must learn both the laws, and whenever you are learning the laws, then don't forget to draw the corresponding diagram also. So you have got the concept of the refractive index. What is refractive index? Ratio of sin I to sin R. Okay, that is known as refractive index. Now, if you consider the refractive index, then one can write the refractive index of a medium like this. So you see, the moment I have written 1 mu 2, what it is? It is relative refractive index. Whose refractive index? Of the second medium, alright, with respect to, WRT means with respect to the first medium. Okay, now 1 mu 2, you can write like this. It is the ratio of velocity of light in the first medium, which is the incident, or within bracket you can write in the first medium divided by velocity of light in refracted medium. Refracted medium means incident. Refracted medium means the second medium. Is that clear? So you see, relative refractive index one can write in this way also. That velocity of light in the first medium divided by velocity of light in the second medium. And we use the symbol like this, V1 by V2. Okay, you see 1 is the subscript. I hope you know how to write it. So V1 by V2. Clear? But if it is the absolute refractive index. Now when it is absolute refractive index, just I am considering, suppose it is air, means air and water is there. So when the first medium is air, then it is known as the absolute refractive index of the medium. So when we write absolute refractive index, then we do not write anything here on the left side also, right side also. But it is understood. On the left side who is there? Air. And on the right side who is there? The medium. Okay, so here you can write mu is what? Absolute Ri of the medium. Here there is only one medium because the first medium is air, or it may be vacuum also. It may be vacuum or free space also. In that case, absolute refractive index of the medium, you can write like this. velocity of light in air. You see, we are following this definition only. Okay, so it should be first medium is what? When it is absolute refractive index, air. So you can write velocity of light in air divided by velocity of light in the medium. Alright, and we use the symbol C by V. Here you see, I have not written V1, V2, V3 like that. Why? Because there is only one medium. So no need to mark it as 1 or 2, because the first medium is air, and everybody knows that speed of light or velocity of light in air, in physics we denote it by C. So you see, absolute refractive index, what is the formula? Mu is equal to C by V, whereas relative refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium, it is given by the formula V1 by V2, where V1 is the velocity of light in the first medium, which is also known as incident medium, and V2 is the velocity of light in the second medium, which is also known as refracted medium. Now, the next concept is optically denser medium. Alright, now we know that what is physical density. What is the definition of the density? You have learned in the second chapter. Density is mass per unit volume. Okay, now if the density is bigger, then we say that the medium is more dense, isn't it? The medium is denser. But when it is the question of light, for light, the density of the medium we define in a completely different way. It is a new concept, so try to understand it. Now, optically denser medium. Optically denser medium is to the light it will appear as denser. Okay, but it may happen that its physical density may not be very high, may not be more. Now, what is when you can say a medium is an optically denser medium? The medium for which the value of mu means the absolute refractive index, is more, is greater, then that medium is considered as optically denser medium. Just for example, you consider, if you consider mu of air is 1. Then mu of glass, if you consider, mu of glass is 1.5. Okay, I have not written anything here. What does it mean? It is the absolute refractive index. Okay, now look at the absolute refractive index of air, 1. What is the absolute refractive index of glass? 1.5. So you see, glass is optically denser than air. Clear what I said? So when you can say a medium is optically denser medium, when the medium is having the mu value more. Okay, the medium whose mu is more. Mu means what? Absolute refractive index. Another point is there, it is light is just like you only. Just suppose in a crowded place, if I say you to run, then definitely you won't be able to run with high speed, isn't it? Your speed will slow down. Like that, in a denser medium, in optically denser medium, always the speed of light decreases or light slows down. Okay, so speed of light decreases or light slows down. That medium is considered as the optically denser medium. So for optically denser medium, what are the two things I have said, 2 points I have said? The first point is absolute refractive index is more, or the speed of light is less, or speed of light decreases, or speed of light slows down. Then that is known as the optically denser medium. Next concept is optically rarer medium. So apply your common sense and you can say, so optically rarer medium is what? The medium for which mu is absolute refractive index is less, and the medium in which light speeds up, means the speed of light increases, that is known as the optically rarer medium. Okay, so optically denser medium and optically rarer medium, the concept is very important. So here you see, if you consider mu air and mu glass, then you can say air is rarer medium, optically rarer medium, and glass is optically denser medium. Optically term I have not written, I am saying it. So air is the rarer medium and glass is the denser medium. They are optically, we are considering this, I am discussing light, so it is understood that I am considering the optically rarer and optically denser medium. So whatever I have taught today in this lecture, every point is important. So please, you complete your study material notebook and also learn whatever is taught today. Thank you, girls.